Ish. Hello African gold growers, how are you today? Welcome to a new video. I'm very happy to be with you again to share with you a few weeks later, but with amazing results about the meeting we have with Kolkasa about Bitcoin mining in Ethiopia. We have talked about the Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin, how it works, what is benefits for African economy in general, for small entrepreneurs also. And well, we made an interview to Kolkasa 1 year ago. And once I came here to Ethiopia, I contacted Cole and I say I will be there. I want to talk with you about the environment, this and that. And he invites my father and me to a meeting, a talk he was giving about the potential of Bitcoin mining here in Ethiopia. To all of you who are not have not familiarity with the current situation in Ethiopia, Ethiopia is building one of the most amazing projects in the whole world right now in history. That is the Grand Renaissance Dam. This big Renaissance Dam is going to bring very cheap electricity to Ethiopia and actually to all the region. But one of the interesting facts of this dam is built with the people money. Okay, Ethiopia didn't get a debt from any international center or any other country. Ethiopians are building with their own money this project, this dam. And this dam is going to bring a lot of water to a lot of farmers, will control the overflowing of the Nile River in Sudan, and in Egypt. It will maintain a standard level of water all the year, and this is amazing. The quantity of electricity is producing and the cheap the electricity is going to be, or is being actually, because it's actually already starting to produce some electricity, is amazing. Now, saying that, in this interview, one of the things we learned, personally, I didn't know until this meeting, and some other persons who were invited to the meeting confirmed to us, is Ethiopia actually has the cheapest electricity in the world. Okay, is incredible compared with other nations like America, even with China or in other places. Ethiopia has the cheapest electricity in the world. So with this situation, with this fact, Bitcoin mining is a huge business. Well, Bitcoin mining is perfect to do in Ethiopia. Now, in the current situation in the economical field in Ethiopia, also match perfectly. You know, it's a perfect match, because Ethiopia right now needs currency, needs to expand this electricity. Okay, 70% or more than 17% of the people in Ethiopia have not electricity, but even giving the electricity to all the people in Ethiopia, we have potential to export, and even with that we have an excedent. So we need to approach as faster as possible this electricity, and one amazing way to do it is with Bitcoin mining. With Bitcoin mining, one of the things is because the plants are going to be here inside of Ethiopia, just besides the dam. Nobody can try to make certain things to don't allow Ethiopia to grow. Okay, I want to be very neutral in this video, but you know, when some countries in Africa finds like cobalt, or they find gold or diamonds casually, by casualty, certain issues happens in the region. So in this case with Ethiopia, it's not possible, because Bitcoin mining is inside of a warehouse with computers, and it's going to sell directly by internet. It's like the new gold of Africa, it's the new gold of the world. You are producing using electricity, and you are going to sell in the internet, and nobody can block you, because it's non-centralized money. It's amazing. So one of the facts is we were talking about in a meeting is Bitcoin mining has a huge potential in Ethiopia because the dam, but also because there are other projects like solar farms, like wind farms of electricity that are producing a lot of electricity in Ethiopia and in other places in Africa, but in a very cheap price. And another thing is decentralizes the economy. For now, the business model is like when the oil era begun. You bring another company, you bring another technicians, you bring another technology in your land. They can explode and they pay you, taxes, and they pay you the rent of the field, and they give work to another people. But little by little, fast, you can produce your own Bitcoin minings. In this case, you can have your own technicians, and you can produce your own technology. But the first step is to empower yourself fast as possible, as cheap as possible, and taking down all the risk as possible you can. This is amazing thing that is happening right now in Africa, in the history of the world. We are watching a Western economy not very well established, has a lot of troubles because the fiat situation, the fiat standard, and we are watching also certain social issues that is not doing good for the Western economies, okay? And we are now at the same time watching a new renaissance of the Eastern cultures, Africa, Asia especially. And it's going to be very interesting how we can approach of this. Talking about the history, one of the things we were talking in the meeting, and I believe really, I really believe it, and is one of the reasons I encourage to you to be entrepreneurs in Africa right now in 21st century, is because Africa don't have to pass for all the process that other nations had to pass it to become a developed economy. And we need to establish right now, after all the other countries already passed for the process and committed many wrongs, we can understand and learn from their fails and say, okay, we like this and we don't like this, we want this, but we don't want to have these problems, and then make our own version. What is actually to be a developed country? Have a Ferrari outside of your house, in the houses of all the people, or is to have health, food, education, and certain things like access to internet, it's the basic stuff. We need to be healthy, we need to have education, and we need to have food, and we need to have freedom, okay? Freedom from other powers. We need to have our own independence to take our own decisions as nations. So in this moment of history, we don't need to pass for all the process of other nations that needed to develop technology, to put certain technology, to pass little by little for the different steps. Because in this moment, Africa can jump directly to where the developed countries are, because we have internet, we have electricity, we have a lot of technology like artificial intelligence that cut time more than 0.5%. That, forget 20, 40 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay, now with artificial intelligence, we are cutting processes for coding, we are cutting processes of video editing, we are cutting process of coding new softwares, creating new ideas, bringing new business to the world. More than 0.5%. We are doing every day the things faster, so we can literally jump directly there. It's like 1 year ago, nobody in Ethiopia were using mobile banking or e-payments. No, now in Somalia, in Kenya, in Ethiopia right now, we are using everywhere. We pay with Telebill, we pay with mobile banking, we pay with M-Pesa. We are using a lot of apps to make digital transactions. And this is bringing us jumping, now we have our digital ID, now we have immigration process online. We have every day we are improving on that, so we can cut a lot of time and we can jump directly to 21st century very fast. If, for example, Japan took 30 years, we can do in 15. Okay, if another nations, for example, China took to jump to that statement 40 years, we can do it easily in 10, 15 years with the technology we have right now. To give education to everyone, we don't need necessarily a 100 teacher per school, okay? Because now with technology, with e-learning, we can bring a lot of information very fast, standardize a lot of things. About health, Rwanda is using drones. There are projects that I'm watching here in Africa that are using artificial intelligence to make a diagnosis, to give teleconsulting. This is amazing. This is really amazing. And Bitcoin mining, the Bitcoin mining conference, to me in personal, the biggest thing that give me, and I want to share with you, is we as Africans, we can jump directly to 21st century. Bitcoin mining is not about, oh, today Bitcoin is $64,000 per Bitcoin and it's going to hit to 100. No, that doesn't matter. What matters is the technology behind it. What matters is the new opportunity that's bringing to the world. That matters is the change that it's making in the world right now. Right now, the economy is making a lot of troubles because the old model is not working anymore. We need to understand as entrepreneurs, Bitcoin mining is going to give to Ethiopia a very nice opportunity to pay to another nations the imports and to receive payments also, totally decentralized way. Nobody can punish Ethiopia to make commerce. Commerce must to be free. Nobody, any other country can put their things on that. We need to have totally freedom to make commerce with America, with Zimbabwe, with China, with Russia, with India, with Brazil, with whatever, with Mexico, with any country we want. And Bitcoin is going to bring that. Blockchain is going to bring a lot of improvements in the procedures, in eradicating corruption, in eradicating bureaucracy, in making e-governments faster. The opportunities that are bringing to produce our own wealth inside of the country using an energy and on taking the non-renewable resources of our lands, like is the oil or diamonds or gold, because at the end, if we end gold, if we end oil, what do we have? But energy we can produce always, and this is amazing. And the other thing is that I want to share with you, this is this area we were discussing in that meeting, that this kind of technology is going to revolutionize the economical situation, also because it's like when you have a factory, a car factory, for example, or oil city or a refinery, or oil refinery in some place, you start building things around that town, So you put a cars factory in this town, and you will need services, you will need hospital, you will need schools, you will need stores, you will need farmers, you will need hotels, you will need a lot of things around that. And then you will have petroleum cement, and you are going to need workers, and then you are going to build a refinery, and the economy start working there. But to bring electricity there, to bring water there, to bring services there is a challenge. Now, the thing is, if we have the dam here in Ethiopia, and we'll start growing a town because the dam, because the hotels around the dam, because the Bitcoin mining warehouses, because the data storage centers that are around the dam also. And another very interesting thing is, for example, was an agreement signed also, not signed, but talked that day in that meeting, and was very, very impressive for me. to work in a wind farm here also in Ethiopia. They are producing electricity, but they have problems to make the connections to another cities. So they say, okay, if we already have the infrastructure, we already are producing electricity, we are searching ways to storage in batteries this electricity, but why don't sell you directly in your Bitcoin minings? So it's very easy to produce electricity, and it's very easy with this electricity start bringing a lot of infrastructure in towns. If we want to develop economies, we need this kind of projects. So Bitcoin mining is huge potential, not only for Ethiopia, for all Africa. We have a lot of natural resources. We can produce electricity, for example, from the wind, from the sun, from biogas. Biogas is huge potential in many parts of Africa. We have cactus. We have what we call in Mexico nopal, or here in Ethiopia they are known as kulkwal, or also as feras. But we can produce from that. We can produce from manure. We can produce from any organic waste, and that produce electricity also. We can produce electricity with wind, with sun. We can produce with water, and around that we can generate economy, a green economy, a sustainable economy, an economy that anyone can try to take it out from us, because it's directly in our hands. It's totally decentralized. Okay, bring a lot of opportunities to develop Africa very, very, very fast. And because it's technology, we need to bring also technology. So we are not going to need cheap workers in that area. We are going to need software developers. We are going to need children go to school to study how to code, how to create new apps, how to create new websites, how to build our house, how to make electrical connections, how to transmit data by better technologies, maybe optic fiber or another new technologies, how to make connections using satellites. These are the workers we in Africa we are going to need. No anymore literally miners who go underground to bring the golds and the diamonds, and we are going to pay very little to them, and their life is in risk, and the poverty never ends. No, this technology is going to change everything. It's a totally new narrative. It's amazing what is happening in Africa. Now, to close this video, I want to share with you, and has a lot of meaning to me to record this video today, because today Bitcoin is almost breaking the top of his last top price. Just few weeks after this meeting was so powerful, this meeting between government, private investors here in Ethiopia, private investors from other countries like China, also people who was coming from Norway. Actually, the people who organized the events is Hash Labs, and they now Calcasa is the CEO. Congratulations to Calcasa, and the CEO of Hash Labs here in Ethiopia. But their team is from Norway, Dubai, Kazakhstan, and I forget the other nationality. Well, now Casa that is inside is from Ethiopia and America also. He is Ethiopian, but well, he rises in America. Anyway, the fruits or the big things bring this meeting is now the government officially signed more than 100 million US dollars agreement between China and investors and Ethiopia to build a Bitcoin mining warehouse besides the dam. And this is amazing. We know about another investors, Ethiopian engineer who used to work in Google, who is already working in that area also, making Bitcoin mining. Another people who are already working in Bitcoin mining here. This is amazing. The opportunities that are bringing is amazing. You as entrepreneur, what I invite you is, you can tell me, hey Haile, but Bitcoin mining is a lot of investment, it's very risky, it's very complicated in technical way, it's for only rich people. No, wait. You have different ways to involve in that area. What I was telling you is the places where are going to establish these Bitcoin mining centers will need infrastructure, new infrastructure. Who do you think is going to bring that infrastructure? Also the government? Another rich persons? Is you, the micro and the small and medium entrepreneurs. Directly you are going to build these restaurants these people are going to need, the laundries these people is going to need, the schools for the workers, they will need rental cars, they will need entertainment, they will need food, they will need stores, they will need hotels, they will need water, they will need everything. Even supplies. It's like when you are building a new neighborhood, suddenly more stores that are selling a lot of tools appears, so it's the same here. Okay, you can bring, for example, certain kind of electrical connections and fans and cooling systems and put your store there, and will be magnificent, because a lot of companies will need sometimes for emergency. Another opportunity that I am watching right now is about 3D printing also, and I want to make a video about it. 3D printing is an amazing opportunity also. So what I want to tell you now is the opportunities that are coming is huge, and we need to push this. And the way to push this is to promote, to read about it, to promote it between our friends or relatives and whatever, and explain to them the power of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining for the economical freedom and of Africa and the economical development of Africa, but also thinking all the needs these people are going to have and bring solutions to them. Okay, there is the gold that you can grow in that sector right now if you are a small business or a small entrepreneur that you are just starting. Find different needs they are going to have and bring solutions to them. Start making connections, and then with time you will forcefully grow your business, forcefully find new business models, because time never stops. You can, it's not 20th century anymore. Any business, even if you have a restaurant, you need to improve and develop new areas in your restaurant all the time. If you have a hotel, you need to innovate all the time. You cannot always offer the same service. You need to develop new areas, always. So start with something very small, watching a need, bring a good service or good product to that to your customers, and then making connection and understanding better to your customers. You can bring a new area, grow your business, and then you start to scale, and you are inside of the industry. Okay, that's the message for today. Bitcoin mining is happening right now in Africa. It's making huge difference in the game rules in Africa economy development. What is happening right now and what is going to happen in the next 5 and 10 years is unbelievable. It's really amazing. I'm very happy to be right now here. I'm very proud to take the decision with my family to come here. And what is more important, to share with you this spirit, push you to find these opportunities, because it's so big. There is so many abundance now in this continent that I cannot imagine how one people can to take everything. It's impossible. It's impossible. We have a lot of challenges right now in Africa, but even we have a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities. You watch everywhere and you find opportunities to make a business. every single block you walk in the streets, you find business ideas, because we have a lot of needs to be solved as products or services. And the idea is you, as African, start a business around that, and you bring wealth for you and your family by yourself, and not depending from another company. That's why we are African gold growers, because we bring solutions to the situations in Africa. And second one, because we literally are growing gold in Africa. Okay, we are literally growing gold. We see an opportunity, we take it, and from that opportunity we put a seed, and then we start flourishing. We can harvest the work of that with money, with wealth, for us, for our family, for our workers, okay, for all the people who work, for our suppliers also. That's the idea that I want to share with you always. Always watch opportunities to take and to bring solutions to them. Okay? So that's all for today, African gold growers. I'm very happy to be with you. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about the meetings I had, one meeting I have in the Economies here in Addis Ababa about entrepreneurs, what is happening in the new digital city that is built here in Addis Ababa, and the changes that are happening here in the country, in the continent, the new tendencies that I learned from that meeting. That is amazing. See you in the next video. And remember, this is how we grow gold in Africa. Bye bye.